I'ma buy you a drink. Oh, I'ma take you home with me. The money in the bank, yeah. In the bed like, oh, oh. Oh, hi everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm just gonna get straight into this. It says, a man in Nigeria. I can tell where he's from. He's from Delta State. Is it that Urobo or Shekiri? It's from Delta State. Is it that Urobo or Shekiri? His name says it. A billionaire, a very wealthy man. Okay, from Nigeria. It says polygamy keeps love alive. Polygamy means you marry different wives, not one wife. Monogamy, polygamy. You marry more than one wife. This man has 19. He just married his 19th wife. 19th wife, okay? Okay, so this is not... I think sometimes people misconstrue or misunderstand it like this is not a problem, right? The reason why I want to talk about this is in America here, okay? That's why there's a show that I watch, Sister Wives and Finding Sister Wives, right? Sister Wives is a show where the guy who was, I don't know his name, I stopped watching it a while ago, but he married his first wife. They were young when he married her, legally, right? In America, you can have sister wives, but those, you can only marry one woman. In every country, in Nigeria, you can only marry one woman legally, right? Registry, go to the registry's office, that's legally, by law, one woman. So every other wife that you call your wife, they're just concubines. That's how I call them. That's just concubines, but they call them their wives. Muslim people do it too. That's, for the Muslim, that's their religion. It's in the Quran too, that they can marry up to 4 wives, right? So, but in Nigeria, I'm not going to talk about the other African countries. In Nigeria, a lot of men, especially when they have money, even some of them that don't have money, but some men, I'm also not going to use that word a lot. Some men, when they have money, and some few that don't have money, but I'm just going to focus on some men when they have a lot of money, like this guy that I'm about to read and talk about right now. They marry a whole bunch of wives. Doesn't Tinubu have more than one wife too? No. President Mohammed Buhari, ex-president that just passed, had more than one wife too, right? Or am I mistaken? Doesn't he have different children from different women? But customary, they do it as the traditional marriage that is not recognized. So God forbid anything happens to this man or any man that is married, only one woman will be recognized in the eyes of the law. The one that did the registry, which is the law wedding. The ones that say, let's go to the registry. You take this man as your wife. You take this man as your husband, the husband take this woman as your wife, and they sign it. They bring witnesses on both sides. They both sign it that yes, they were both married today, and then the judge or whatever in the registry marrying them, they all sign it. Now, only one wife. So this man, in America, they have sister wives, but those other wives are not recognized in the eyes of the law. God forbid that man dies in America, right? Only his first wife is divorced. I think he has divorced her now, but this sister wives, only the wife that was, even if it's not the first wife, any of his wife, because this in America, the sister wives and these men that have different wives, most times they have 3, 4 wives, 2 wives, right? But they only marry one woman in the eyes of the law. Only one of his wife is recognized. So they say, oh, you can't marry more than one wife. No, they didn't marry them. They just do like a ceremony. Some of them do a ceremony just to say, this is our wife, this is my wife, and then the other wives say, this is our sister wives. This is our, right? But only one woman, the one that he went to the court to marry. If anything happens to him, she's the only one that can say what, when, who, how. The rest of them, it's going to be like they were never there. No matter how much investment they've invested in that family, in that relationship. That's why I keep saying, like, there's no way I'll be... Okay, Can I be a sister wife? Yeah. But if I'm a sister wife, you know what I'm going to do? I don't have a problem being a sister wife. But you know what I'm going to do? We're going to have, because guess what? If you're smart enough, you guys write those prenups, or you write some law, anything that has to do with law. If anything ever happens to you, take out life insurance on him. Don't forget about law. Just take out the life insurance. You guys don't know how amazing life insurance is. Please don't unalive anybody because of life insurance, but life insurance helps a lot. When your loved ones are no longer here, it helps you guys that are still here. So for sister wives, let me just make it simple. Take out life insurance. If you guys have a husband, any sister wife that is listening right now, if you guys have a husband, okay, here in America, I don't think those life insurance thing will work in Nigeria, because everything is over there. Any sister wife that is watching right now, I only know of America. When it comes to life insurance, they will give it to you in a heartbeat, as long as you have the life insurance number and proof and this, just death certificate. Your name was the beneficiary on the life insurance. You know, so if you're a sister wife in America, just go take out life insurance on him, however how much you want to take, and be able to pay the premium. But do something that is going to legally be able to. Don't just invest in sister wives, because sometimes the first wives that is married to the guy, sometimes selfishly, is bored or tired, and they just want friends in the home, or someone to help them take care of their kids. I watch those shows. I'm like, they're just looking for a free house help or a free babysitter, someone to help them take care of their kids because they're overwhelmed, and then they start suggesting to their husband, oh, maybe we should find a sister wife. And the guy jumps on it, but goes, hey, this is free PUSSY. Now she can't call it cheating if I was to cheat outside, so let her bring them in. And some of these wives are the ones that court these women, go out there, find the women, and say, hey, I think she's cool. You might want to go out on a date with her, and let's see if we can bring her into the family. But anyway, let me stop yipping and talk about this guy. This wealthy guy, wealthy is not rich. There's a difference between rich and wealthy. This wealthy billionaire in naira, not in dollars, in naira, says polygamy keeps love alive. He's only 43 years old and just married his 19th wife in Nigeria. 43 years old, billionaire. His name is Jite Tesi. His first name is Jite, his last name is Tesi Gimoje, who just married his 19th wife. Okay? And he says polygamy keeps love alive, according to the man, the 43-year-old billionaire Jite Tesi Gimoje, who just married his 19th wife. Billionaire business and CEO of GIM Brown Marine. I don't know, those are like big, it says GIM Brown Marine. Chief Jite Odeworishe. I knew it was Delta State. Urobo Shakiri. I went to high school with middle school and high school with a guy. His name was Eworishe. But this one is Chief Jite Odeworishe Tesi Gimoje. I don't want to butcher his name. From the oil-rich Ugborodo community in Delta State, has once again sparked national debate after marrying his 19th wife in a grand ceremony. Keep listening. The 43-year-old, known for his outspoken defense of polygamy, yeah, they're gonna listen. Sometimes I defend polygamy, but sometimes in the end, what the children turns out to be, the home is messed up in Nigeria. If you're watching this and you live in Nigeria and you're from Nigeria, you know what I'm saying. I'm not going to call names. There are some kids we went to school with, and their parents were extremely wealthy, and there's something that happens. It's like the parents want their kids to do better than the other people's kids. So in the end, I see some of them now and I just shake my head like, whatever happened? I remember talking to a friend like, what happened to that girl, blah, blah. And she goes, oh, you know how polygamy homes are. They probably, use some voodoo something on the other, on some of the, like, one wife will say my kid is going to do better and try to do some voodoo, and so the other kid from another wife won't be successful in life. So I think with the polygamy, I don't know how it works, but looking from the inside, from the outside in, there are some pros and there are some cons. I think it probably is more cons than pros. More good, more bad than good in a polygamous home. But he says the 43-year-old, known for his outspoken defense of polygamy, described it as a reflection of human nature and cultural truth rather than indulgence. No, indulgence is evolved a lot too. No, there's a lot of indulgence, especially when it comes to the men. Listen, in Nigeria, it's poverty-stricken. Nigeria, there's no middle class. It's either you rich or you poor. The rich is rich and the poor is poor. So some of these women, I can guarantee you, there's a story of Regina Daniel and the old guy, Ned or whatever his name is. She was poor and the guy was wealthy and he decided to marry her. And she wanted to take care of her family and get her family out of poverty. And I can bet you this 19 wife, most of them probably came from a poor home and they just want to make sure they live a good life, a great life. If not a great life, but they want to get out of poverty. This is not America that you can get a job, especially when you graduate college. There's a lot of graduates in Nigeria. I'm going to talk, that's a talk for another day. There's a lot of graduates in Nigeria, lots that don't have jobs. And that's why there's Yahoo boys. That's why there's runs girls. Those things. I'm going to talk about those. And I don't blame people like that. Because you graduated top of your class and you're roaming the streets. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not going to blame these women. Oh, those women are crazy for marrying him. No. He's a wealthy oil guy. So they know their life is about to change. And the indulgence most times is the guy that is indulging and having fun. Now he don't have to worry about his wife asking him, who is that woman? Why are you outside? Why are you marrying that? Why are you cheating? Now none of his wife is ever going to tell him why are you cheating, because guess what? This 19th wife is not going to be the last wife. Every time he sees a girl, it's like a king or a chief. That's basically what he's doing. Every time he sees a girl walk past him and he likes that girl, he's going to say, come here. You know who I am? I am, what's his name again? I am billionaire GT Tesege Moje. Have you heard of so GIM Brown Marries? Yes. What do you want? You know, Nigerian men loves to gift. All Nigerian men's middle name should be gift. What do you want? Before you know, she says, I want to pay rent for my mom. I want to take my parents out of poverty. Let me stop ranting. But anyway, when it says indulgence is not rather not indulgence, no, I don't believe that. He indulges and he's having fun with it. In an exclusive interview, Chief Tesige Muje said his household, which includes wives from major Nigerian ethnic groups, so he's probably married from Igbo, Hausas, Yoruba, probably has an Edo woman in there. So there are three major ethnic groups, right? Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba. He's probably married from those people. And they married an Edo. The Delta obviously has a Delta woman in there. Port Harcourt, Rivers, Calabar. He should just marry all different people, all the ethnic group. I guess he should marry all of them. It says, which includes wives from major Nigerian ethnic groups, symbolizes unity and inclusiveness. Bye. And this is his quote. Every man wants to marry 2 or 3 wives if he has the capacity. That's his quote. Quote and quote. I'll say it again. It says every man wants to marry 2 or 3 wives if he has the capacity. Capacity, just say, if he has the money, if he has the power, right? Capacity. And then end code. Well, they just sent me an email. And then where was I? Okay. He stated, when familiarity sets in, passion fades. That's true, even in monogamous marriage. That's why men lose interest in their wives. And then it goes for another one. I just said it. I haven't even read this part. I just said it. He said that's why men lose interest in their wives. Polygamy restores excitement and balance. Why? Competition. Do you guys see what I'm saying? This is, and then he quote, this is still his quote, right? When familiarity sets in, passion fades. That's why men lose interest in their wives. Polygamy restores excitement and balance. End quote. I just said it. He's the one having fun with it. And guess what happens when he says polygamy restores excitement and balance? What's the excitement and balance? Excitement for him, and maybe some of the women, right? But mostly, excitement and balance means what? They become a competition again. Those women want to up their game. If they were looking like, okay, you know, most times now, most women, I always say, why do women get married and then lose themselves and then let themselves go? In this kind of situation, right? That's the excitement and balance. He brings a younger girl in. Now, a lady that is 43, probably has a woman that is 42, 41, maybe 30 something. And this girl is probably in her 20s or maybe early 30s. Those other 42, 40 years old that was letting themselves go, you know, because of Nigerian food, most times, you know, you see a pretty girl and then her stomach is hanging out. Like, I'm sorry to say, but it's true most of the time. Like, my stomach is a bit flat, right? But most times you see? But most times, I always say when I watch Nigerian movies, pretty girls, nice body, but their stomach, their gut is hanging out. It's the Nigerian food and everything in moderation. But when Nigerians, when they eat those eba, fufu, akpu, and other stuff, they eat like, I'm like, who eats that much carbs? So now you see a young girl that your husband is bringing in, everything nice, stomach flat, snatched and everything. You're going to want to miss a meal or two. So that's the excitement. He should have said competition. But he didn't want to use that word. Like he said, capacity. He didn't want to use power and money, right? Resources that he can provide for these women. So he says excitement. I will use competition on his behalf. You know, so what do you guys think? I'm not done yet, but I'm just trying to let you, reading what he said, quote, end quote. You know, have you subscribed yet? If you haven't subscribed, go subscribe. There's a button looking at you right now as you're watching me. Just push that subscribe button. It's not going to cost you anything. Leave a comment. I want to know what you guys think. This is fun for me. I always say, to each his own. I'm not judging. I'm just saying and giving my own opinion about these things. I know people who live the polygamous lifestyle. I judge not. If you're happy, I'm happy. If it's good for you, it's great for me. Okay? Live and let's live. This man is extremely wealthy. I can guarantee you he's taking care of his wife. His wives. His 19 wives. He's taking care of them. He has a lot of money to go around. So like he said, his advice was, make sure you have the capacity. That means make sure you have the money to go around. Because I can tell you, for my opinion, I don't like men that ain't got SHIT and they keep marrying women. Wives. Why? You know? So he said, polygamy restores excitement and balance. Unquote. He advised monogamous couples to maintain some distance to preserve intimacy. I agree with that one. Because when you're together, like when you have a monogamous relationship, you guys are together. Like sometimes I like to be by myself. Most times I like to be by myself. So when I'm in a relationship, I don't want to keep. I'm not the kind of person that's just going to be on you or want to see you every time. You know, they said the distance makes the heart go fonder or grow fonder, however way they say it. I'm one huge believer of that. It's the excitement for me in a relationship. And I always say I don't want to get married, but if I ever get married, I want my husband to be the one. Travel, go somewhere, stay in another house. Like, let's, hey, chit chat, FaceTime. I like spontaneity. I don't like if I get bored in a relationship and I keep talking about it, let's do something, and I'm the one that keep bringing stuff up, inventing stuff that we need to do. I've done it. I'm out from that relationship because now I'm bored. And I keep telling you, you bring something up, something to excite me like I do for you, do with you. Things that I come with. You do something as the man and you, no, I'm out. I've done it once. I'm not staying. He says he advised monogamous couples to maintain some distance to preserve intimacy. I agree. Quote, end quote. And now he's quoting. He said, if they can't afford separate apartments, at least live in separate rooms. Sometimes, not every time though. End quote. He said, adding that, quote, distance and privacy keep love alive. Not too much privacy though. It's some things that you should know about the person that you're in a relationship, especially in a relationship with, especially husband and wife. You know what I'm saying? So, rejecting Western ideas, he argued that monogamy is a colonial imposition. Just men in general are not built to be in a monogamous relationship. Men, most men in general, just the way God created men. I always said, I don't care what anybody says. You guys leave your comment in the comment section and subscribe. I don't care what anybody says. Men in general, most men, the way that men were built and created, it was not for them to be to be one man, one woman, monogamy, or monogamous, being in a monogamous relationship. So, rejecting Western ideas, he argued that monogamy is colonial imposition. I won't say it's colonial imposition because here people want to have sister wives. Men want to have more than one wife. And now he quotes, our colonial masters told us monogamy is ideal, yet they live in scandals. True. Why lie? Question mark. Still quoting him. If you admire another woman, marry her. It's better than deceit. He said, I said this previously. I haven't even seen this. I said it, right? I said, every time he walks past, he sees a woman that he likes outside, he's going to say, hey, I'm going to marry you. It does a ceremony, right? He can never do like a court ceremony because he already probably did that for one wife. That's if he did. Because in Nigeria, it's a lot of people that just do the traditional ceremony and say that's a wedding. The cultural one, the traditional one, and they say that's a wedding. And then the woman start trying to take him to the court to do the registry wedding because she knows if anything happens, she has a say if they do a court wedding. But a lot of men in Nigeria don't go to court and do a court wedding. They tell you, I already paid your bride price. What else do you want? I paid your dowry. I already put money in your head. What else do you want? Oh, that church wedding, that court wedding is just white people that came up with that. It's traditional wedding, that's the important one. So there's even a high possibility that this 43-year-old billionaire in Naira, wealthy guy in Nigeria, probably didn't even marry any of the wife in court. Registry. It's just marrying all of them traditionally. Traditionally. Tessie Gimoje, who provides each wife with a 5-bedroom duplex. Each wife. Yes, is about to provide the 19th wife now that he just married. Tessie G. Moje, who provides each wife with 5-bedroom duplex, allowances, and equal privileges, said, fairness is the key to harmony. Now he quotes, if I give one 250,000 naira, everyone gets the same. That's why my home is peaceful. End quote. He noted, adding that all his wives attended his latest wedding in matching outfits. I'm just going to keep reading. Now, you guys see what I'm talking about. I'm just going to keep reading. Okay? You guys already know what I'm saying. He admitted that polygamy is not for everyone. It's not for the weak. Quote, Now he quotes, it demands wealth and emotional intelligence, end quote. He said, quote again, you can't afford to neglect anyone, end quote. One, maintaining his vigor. On maintaining his vigor, that is his physique, because it doesn't look bad, I'm sure, because of what he's wearing, but I'm sure Nigerian men, and I'm sorry people, don't be mad at me, and big belly, it's 5 and 6. Yeah, it doesn't look, he's wearing a big shirt. I don't know if it maintains figure. He's probably going to say now that it's sex. It says, on maintaining his vigor, the businessman laughed. Sex is the best. I just said it. Sex is the best exercise. My father is almost 90 and still viral. That means his father is almost 90 and he's still having sex. We have herbs that keep a man strong. What do you guys think? A man in Nigeria that just married his 19th wife, and he's not the first, he won't be the last. Okay? He's not the first and he won't be the last. At least he's marrying them and taking care of them. There are some men, right? They marry different wives. They don't even marry them. They just have babies everywhere. And then sometimes they marry them and can't even take care of them. So he's wealthy, he's taking care of them. What do you guys think? Is a man in Delta State, Nigeria, just married his 19th wife. But the thing that I like about it, he gives all of them a nice 5-bedroom duplex. Give them allowances. It looks like, it's like Regina. She's too young for Ned, but I'm just saying. But some of these women, they're doing it. Most of them, I guarantee you, I'm sorry to say, I'm going to say this with my full chest, 10 toes down. Most of them do it because they want to get out of poverty. There's no woman that want to come into a marriage and be a 19th wife. I don't care what anybody says. Maybe second wife, third wife, fourth wife. Even second wife, okay. Like, okay, I really like the man. I fell in love with him. But like third wife, fourth wife, I don't think all those third wife, fourth wife, they came in there because their life was good. They were doctors. They were nurses. Not like Nigerian, most Nigerian doctors and nurses, that they're not making anything. But like their life, they're from a well-to-do home, an okay home. They lived, when they were growing up, they lived a good life. You know, they don't look out. They can work and still struggle for themselves. They want to be third, fourth, fifth, sixth wife or whatever. But I'm not against it. It's just like I believe in open relationship. I believe in that. Because I don't believe that there's no one man, one woman that can be together for the rest of their life and don't want to look out. I believe in an open relationship. Yes, bring someone in once in a while and have some fun. I believe in that. Have I ever done it? No. Is this something that I probably will do in the future? Maybe. But I'm never against things like that. So that means I'm not against polygamy. But I always say if you're going to marry different wives, please take great care of them. Emotionally first. It's hard for you to have 19 wives and all these wives don't know that you have favorites. It's like having kids and they say parents never have favorites. Lies. That's a lie. Parents, if you have more than one child, you're going to have favorites. I've seen it with my parents. So if you're going to marry different wives, this much wives, more than one wife, please be emotionally take care of them. Financially take care of them. You gaining something, let them gain something. Okay, so what do you guys think? Leave a comment in the comment section. What's your preference? I'm going to also ask that. Are you a one woman, one man? Are you a one man, one woman? Or are you open to anything? This life is an oyster. You can make it whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? And don't confine yourself to what society thinks. I'm not into those things at all, and I will never agree. When someone tells me, society, what society? You're part of the society. You get to create what you want for yourself. So leave a comment in the comment section and move to the beat of your own drum. Have a nice day.